just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, turn around now, turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now, turn around now. I just wanna turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna turn around now. I just wanna have fun.
Oh, hey there guys. Well, it's been a little over a year since my last video and a lot's happened. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life and that's kind of been the catalyst behind me not doing any videos, me not doing any work on the vehicles apart from the stuff I have to do during day to day. So I just thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown of my last year. So I guess I've been going through what we call a bit of a COVID hangover. I've really just trying to be concentrated, get my business back on track after the COVID situation and stuff, work-wise, financially, whatever you want to call it. I've had some pretty major stuff in my personal life happen. I won't get into too much detail, but my grandmother died last year. I got COVID twice. I had a significant member of my team leave. He just wasn't happy in the city and had to move back to a place where he calls home. So absolutely can't put him down for that. It was just a stressful time, but as a result of that, I've had to sort of take the reins again, step out of the workshop role and back into the office role and do the admin and sales and stuff again. So that took a bit of a hit on what I was able to do. The other thing is basically Mike's a bit too busy work-wise to be too involved with Pro-Am. He's doing a lot of traveling around the country and overseas role. He's busy with family life, business life and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's one of those things where I don't really have the support team or the group of guys that I love spending time with and doing the crazy things that we're doing, so I'm less motivated to do it. So that's a bit of a downer for me because I truly loved working with those guys and stuff, and I'm sure we will. We still talk to each other all the time, we still hang out when we can, etc. But in terms of our lives are pretty busy, right? So anyway, there's that. And then so I haven't really been as motivated to do any stuff outside of work hours, which is the only time that we would spend working on the cars. I can't really say I've done a lot. I mean, there have been a couple of instances where Mike's come in, so we do have some of that footage from last year, but moving forward, it's probably just going to be myself. So look, I'll try and get what I can out when I can, all that sort of stuff. The other thing that happened in last year, which has been quite hard for me to deal with, is my father died. So he died on his birthday 2 days before Christmas, and that's been very unexpected. We had to deal with that, Christmas break, trying to organise everything between my brother and my sister. A bit of a challenge at that time of year at the best times to arrange that sort of thing. And then, we've obviously had to deal with everything that comes as part of, package and part of that. So I guess, I've just been concentrating on my business. I've been concentrating on my personal life. I've let something grow on my face, as you've probably noticed. I have let my fitness go, which has been really annoying. It's probably the one thing I regretted most about last year was everything that happened going on in my life. I kind of, everything else took a back step, and I ended up putting all the weight on that I lost. So I'm going to try and get back on that bandwagon. But anyway, I won't waffle on too much. I'm sitting at my computer desk, which is where I do my editing, and I'm going to be starting looking at the old footage, going through, seeing where I got up to, where I left off, and then continuing those videos. And I will try to get videos out on a fairly regular basis, but it's going to come down to, have I got time? Have I got the mental capacity? Am I too tired? Do I have the money? You know, there's lots of reasons why these types of YouTube channels and stuff, you know, they do a big push and then they go away and they do a big push and all that sort of stuff. Just life takes over, I guess. It's not easy. It's also expensive, especially doing the content that we're doing. You know, I'm at the point with most of my projects where it's not just hundreds of dollars, we're talking thousands of dollars, you know, in parts, you know, each time you go to touch the damn thing. So I'm talking about all the projects. However, Jake, my head mechanic, he has talked me into getting my engine parts on my FD machine, so that's going away this week. And today it's the 25th of April, just to give you an idea, in case it takes me forever to get this posted. But yeah, I just want to get this out of the way. 5 minutes in, let's stop, let's get this underway. I've given you a rundown. I'm going to get into editing, let's see how we go. Hello everybody, welcome back. We have Eddie N's car back for us to finish off, and we'll get started on it really. In my hand we have the brand new Link ECU in the factory Mazda RX7 ECU box. So it's all been modified, painted, and a little Link sticker put on it, so it looks nice and professional. So as you remember from the last video on this car, the exhaust is really bad, manifold's really bad, wastegate's probably a little bit too small for the turbo, poorly manufactured or fabricated intercooler piping, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's here for us to fix all of that stuff. So right now we're going to pull it apart. So Jake is going to jump into that shortly. We're going to pull the exhaust down, pull the turbo out, get the manifold off, and start making everything great again. So we imagine this car's going to be here for about 3 or 4 days, maybe a week tops. Yeah, so we're going to start today. We'll get onto the manifold, exhaust, downpipe and everything tomorrow, and then I guess early next week the car will be ready to go back to the owner before it comes back to us for the last round of work before dyno tuning. So without further ado, let's rip into this, get it apart, and get all the new shiny bits back onto it. So what are you going to do first? You're going to pull the top side apart and then underneath, or you're going to pull the exhaust off first?
Probably the exhaust. I'll pull like the core pipes off.
Yeah.
And then exhaust. Because we don't need to touch this now, eh?
Nah, they can stay there. Because the boost solenoid and everything's mounted on the chassis rail, eh? On that one?
No, I didn't have one. Oh, yes, there.
Yeah. So it's ugly as shit, but...
You probably need to do new lines.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Well, I'll set this up and, yeah. So get it coming apart.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time? Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the please. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted, and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that
Oh, I can't even get this I can spin that nut, but I can't even on the top hold it.
Good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be starting.
That's easy.
You gon' see me please be on the notice. These my motives, about my chicken and its notice. You pausing on it, yes, you take it all, cause you will locust. My focus is to grow this
All the place.
get a dictionary. We hear off the rip and we ain't sharing. We just clearing, let me speak to the manager. You know you ain't messing with my manager. I'm ramming, the competition ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right, cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now. They all on me, got counterfeits trying to play me. I guess they thinking I'm Sony, these big head dummies showing.
The next day.
Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're back on a customer's car and we're doing exhaust. So we've already gone ahead, pulled the old manifold off. We've put one of ours on. We've made a new downpipe. We're using the customer supplied turbo, which is this old thing. It's the smaller one of the Borg Warners that they do. And yeah, so obviously we've got 4-inch downpipe and the old system is over here. So as you can see, this one's not as nice as the one we've done. So moving right along. So we'll go down to Keegan. So Keegan's our new fabrication guy. And we've got everything set up here for him to weld up this nice, pretty new exhaust. Now this is purge welding. We're purge welding this exhaust. So what that means is when we're welding it up, we've got a gas line coming into this exhaust here, and that's going to fill it up with argon so that you get penetration on both sides of the steel. It gives a much cleaner look. There's no crystallization or anything like that, and it's just a better better round performance for longevity and whatever else. So it's all mandrel bends, stainless steel. That's pretty much all that we do now. So yeah, and with Kempy welder makes everything pretty good. So anyway, I'm gonna let him get on with that, and I'll show you the downpipe while he gets started into that. And here we go. So moving on to the manifold and the downpipe and everything. Here is one of our brand new stainless steel exhaust manifolds for 13B. This takes a T4 flange, 60mm wastegate, and obviously this is our downpipe as well. So 4-inch, it's got a 2.5-inch or 60mm gate on it, and obviously 4-inch V-band, whatever else. So yeah. So it's a vast contrast to what was on this car before. It's going to be much nicer, it'll last longer, and it doesn't hit the chassis. So yeah, anyway, so Keegan's going to be on that probably for the next few hours, welding that up. And then we can put it back on the car, we can do the exhaust hangers, and then that part of the job's completed, and we can move on to the next thing. So we've done a heap of things on this car already. There's a few more things to do. We still need to do intercooler piping. I've got to do the turbo oil drain. What else? Intake. Got to move some water lines around, some electrics, etc., etc. And we've also got to pull the motor out. So we did find, so yeah, there's an issue with one of the housings. That the only way that we can rectify that is by pulling the motor out and putting new housing in it. So that's essentially rebuilding the engine again. But unfortunately, that's part of what happens with these cars sometimes. So, but in the meantime, we're getting everything else done so that when the customer's got the money to finish the job, pull the motor out and get that refreshed, then we can just go ahead and do it, and everything else will be done. So we'll get to the point, it'll be starting, driving, running, and then yeah, obviously later on comes back, pull the motor out and do our thing. Okay, so with this thing, obviously we didn't supply this turbo, so we have no idea how it's going to perform. It may be too small for this car, but we're only going to find out on the dyno. The great thing with the manifold that we've got is it will suit anything from a Garrett through to a bigger Borg Warner, and everything will just go on nice and easy. And I think that exhaust housing may even be the same as the other S300s that we've got. So we might just be able to swap everything out and everything will work fine. The other thing we've got to do is with the wiring, I don't know if we can see it, possibly not, but what we found is it's got some questionable wiring that's been done to it, so we need to repair that. Intercooler piping, this is how this came in. So it's been rough cut, there was like sharp edges, so that could go through the turbo, through the engine, etc. They also weren't swaged, so the first sign of boost, this was more likely just to pop off, right? So we've got to do all those. We've got to figure out how to get, that pipe over to here or something like that. So that's, sorry, we've got to get that pipe to here, so we'll figure that out. We've also got an intake, but that's, you know, relatively easy. And I think that's mostly it. Other things like tidying this guy up because it's just sitting there. This here is not how we like to do things. That's actually a bit of a fire hazard, so we'll tidy that up and make it all nice and clean and functional. Yeah, so apart from that, it's just small little tidying things, and it can be run, started, driven out of here. So we're almost at the end of it, not far to go. Yeah, so, and then on to the next one. We've got this one here. So unfortunately we had a dyno day this week and the engine gave up. So now we've got to figure out what's going on there. No idea, but again, this has got one of our manifolds. It's got a Borg Warner turbo. It's got one of our downpipes. So we are manufacturing these now. So we're going to do a whole package from, you know, if you just want to buy a manifold, we can sell you a manifold. If you want to buy a downpipe, exhaust, turbo, and all that sort of stuff, including like oil return and everything, we can do everything like that too. So we can sell everything in a kit form, or we can sell you the stuff and we can fit it. It's entirely up to you. So just, you know, food for thought. If you're in New Zealand or anywhere else and you want some cool stuff, then yeah, we can make them for you. I've actually got a manifold here. This is one of the first ones, another stainless one. So yeah, but I mean they're all, you know, stainless steel, schedule 10 stainless steel flanges, everything. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave it at that. We're going to get on with the exhaust and I'll meet you back once we're putting the exhaust back on and finishing off the car.